you brought us this thing you love, and we did not respect it, and I'm sorry.
I've never wanted to have sex with a pot pie, but like, I'd have sex with that pot pie.
We're all weak to stepping on nails.
Let me preface this by saying I wrote a script.
Daytona Beach is like 2 mild inconveniences from being a post-apocalyptic wasteland anyway.
So many of my tabs say semen.
Are you guys ready for this weird, horny adventure that we're all about to go on?
You can't handcuff me for skanking.
This motherfucker gaslights you.
Diet Coke and Sorrow will be chapter 4.
And against all odds, Kyle, we became those squirrely weirdos.
This whole podcast is a very negative mouthfeel.
Hello and welcome to Debate This, the show where no one is right, but someone is definitely wrong. In this show, we take time out of our busy adult lives to talk about comic books, video games, and how at the time of this episode's release, we are only 162 days from the release of Final Fantasy XIV's newest expansion, Endwalker. And there is literally no better time than now to join millions of other adventurers in the ever-expanding world of Eorzea.
I don't sign off on that at all.
Join now for free and play unrestricted up until level 60, which includes the award-winning Heavensward expansion.
Hey, Andrew.
Yes?
Are you sponsored by Final Fantasy? Because if you're sponsored by Final Fantasy, you have to tell us.
I would love to be sponsored by Final Fantasy, but unfortunately, it's not the case.
Andrew wants nothing more for his professional career than to be sponsored by Final Fantasy.
I would chop off one of my limbs.
Andrew dreams of being the squarest Enix.
I would just... Okay, that's really good. That's really good. Yeah, we're doing another Final Fantasy episode because I'm hosting today. And so to keep up with the tradition of the series, we are going to make loosely connected references within an isolated narrative. So you may remember last year, we revealed to the world that Matt, Kyle, and Todd are, in fact, all three of my dad.
Yeah, dads.
But not all 13 of your dads.
Not all 13 of my dads, just all three of my dads. So, funny story, you may remember how I asked them to invoke the unfathomable powers of a Final Fantasy summon to obliterate my schoolyard bully, and Kyle decided to instead bring along his drinking buddies, the Knights of the Goddamn Round Table.
Just kicked that poor child to death. It was really, really brutal.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for my three dads. Kyle, this guy are sick, Harper, Todd, you spoony bard, Thomas, and Matt, don't believe Ondor's lies, Cole.
Don't believe him. You don't believe Ondor's lies.
I need help here.
Me too.
I've heard you spoony bard before, but I don't know.
Yeah, these are just
so devoid of context that I couldn't tell you what it's from.
Classic Final Fantasy memes by way of localization. We'll start in reverse order. Don't believe Ondor's lies is a line from Final Fantasy XII that you the main character Vaughn have to scream from the top of your lungs in a crowded city, and it's very weird, and it's a stupid part of the game that everybody likes to make fun of.
Do you have to do it into the game's microphone? Do you physically have to shout?
That would be so good. That would be very good. You Spoony Bard is a fun localization error from Final Fantasy IV, which originally released as Final Fantasy II in US. And then This Guy Are Sick is another weird localization error in the original release of Final Fantasy VII.
Cool.
Neat.
Great.
All right. Everyone's excited. All right, well, let's get into it. So listeners, I just received a text from all three of my dads that they each individually want to introduce me to a very special person and have asked me to come home to meet their new friend during a family dinner. So, dads, your guest, which is obviously a party member from a Final Fantasy game, please tell me a little bit about who your guest of choice is. And then more about them, including which of the Final Fantasy games they come from, and of course, how you met them. And we'll start with my first dad, Kyle.
How do I pronounce this name again?
Do not cut this. Do not cut this moment.
It's Auron.
Auron. The best part of this is I get the final say on what gets cut. Because everything gets one last check before I send it out. And this can be deleted entirely. Auron.
Auron.
Okay.
Auron. Like,
Right.
aren't you going to finish your
No,
whatever?
I bit.
All right.
Orange, you glad I didn't say banana was what you were looking for.
No.
Yeah, that is good.
All right, let me turn my let me sit backwards in my chair. Let me level with you for a minute. Hey buddy.
Hi, Dad.
I know this is difficult. All of us would prefer if your mom was still around. But
Where'd she go?
well, I'm going to tell you she died. So that you could have an appropriately tragic backstory for this anime high school life you're living. She did that for you.
Your mom was Jesus, Andrew.
We're just going in hot with this one. All right.
Yikes.
But this dad found someone someone else who makes him happy. The warrior monk Auron from Final Fantasy X. We met.
It's just 10. It's not. It's not
No,
Mega.
it's
It's not like
Final
it's
Fantasy
Mega Man
X.
X.
Get him like you get me.
like-
Get him.
It's like it's not like it's Mega Man X.
Hey,
it's Final
hey,
Fantasy
hey!
10.
Kyle summons from the last game. Form the kicking circle and get him.
I'm not gonna say it right, but we're just gonna move on.
Okay.
We met through our Blitzball league. You know how I play Blitzball every
I
Thursday
do remember
night?
you playing Blitzball. Yeah.
Let me tell you, buddy, he's just a really great teammate. He's got one hell of a swing, like he's been training for it his whole life. It's just a really stellar guy, and I hope you really give him a chance. And I tousle your hair a little bit.
Hey, Kyle, Dad, Papa Kyle, can you please introduce more people as they've got a really good swing? One hell of a
I mean,
swing.
if they do have a hell of a swing, I'll absolutely introduce them as such.
I guess credit where credit's due. All right, awesome. Father Todd, who is your guest of choice?
It's really nice to have you home just today here for the holidays. Why don't you come on in and have a seat in the favorite chair, and your favorite chair in the living room. You know that one?
I'm crippled, and therefore I must wait. What did we say? It was no, I wasn't crippled.
You're
I
in
was
an iron lung.
I was in an iron lung. Yeah.
I think we've done enough talking, and I know how that wins you. So hey there, my malnourished child. Now, I know I just haven't always been around as much as I would like to be, but I'm here to make it up to you now. And anyway, I just want you to know that I'm really focused on spending a lot more time with you, just you and me. And also, I want to introduce you to my new special friend, someone who just means a lot to me, and I really hope they're gonna mean a lot. Just come, hey, Red, why don't you come on in now? Hey, and I know you're a little panicked here. I see it in your eyes. But this is Red XIII. Now, I know what you're going to say. Hey, Dad, what is this lion dog with tattoos and a flame tail doing in our living room? Now,
I was actually going to ask, isn't it Red XIII?
Well, that's what your other dad calls it. And your other dad doesn't understand the intricacies of Roman numerals. But that's just the thing. This is Red XIII, what some would call the main character of Final Fantasy VII. Also of Final Fantasy VII.
You mean Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah.
It's Final Fantasy V.
Red here is the main character in Final Fantasy VII, also the main character in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and also the main focus of something called Before Crisis Final Fantasy VII. Anyway, I can't believe 3 games are made in that specific way, but that's not the point. Red XIII and I, we connected after I was out drinking with an old college lacrosse buddy, Cloud. And Cloud had told me that he had made friends with Red XIII after, and quoting from the wiki, escaped Shinra. And so that is a part of a plot in Final Fantasy VII, one of those 3 things that I listed. Anyway, son, it's important to me that Red XIII and I have just become closer over the past couple days. And it's important to me that you know that Red XIII is going to be a permanent part of our family from now on going forward.
Dad, Todd,
yes, son, yes,
Dad, Todd,
Andrew, yeah.
Are you doing it with a wolf?
Now, I know that we are paying good money to send you to that fancy liberal college of yours, and I'm a little offended that you would degrade our relationship down to just physical attraction.
You didn't say no. I was waiting for a no.
I'm really excited for you to spend time with Red 13. I think you're really going to enjoy the joy that they have brought into my life.
Oh, Todd, Dad, I got that extra hydrogen peroxide you asked for. For all the wolf wounds you've obtained.
Red 13 is a insatiable lover, if I would have to define them in a way that you've now forced me to define them.
Doesn't stop at the peanut butter.
Is that the mangled corpse of our family dog at the front of the house?
There is no dog now. There's only Red 13.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Okay, Matt, also my dad. Who have you brought to the proverbial and literal table?
Well, hey there, son. It was so nice of you to come back home. I'm sure you're wondering why we're meeting down here in a park, by a river, and at a picnic table. Well, I live here now, son. My van is over in that parking lot because I have decided to live a life of freedom and travel the world. Now, I know this is sudden, but you see, I've met someone, and she's taught me the values of life on the road, the satisfaction that freedom brings, and she walks around in sexy armor all the time. Her name is Fran, and she tells me that she can talk to trees, son. How wild is that? Fran from Final Fantasy XII, because that's what we're doing today.
No one's doing this. No. Now you doing it means that people are doing it.
We sound like fucking idiots.
We're an embarrassment to all of Andrew's Final Fantasy friends.
Yeah.
Friend.
Fran and I met because Fran is, as they say, sensitive to the mist. And she found her way into my house while I was hotboxing the garage. Son, I have lost control of my life. But I'm excited for you to meet your new bunny mom. Meet your new bunny mom, Fran.
I guess it's better than a new wolf dad.
Is it though?
Hey, Todd, Dad Todd.
Dad Kyle.
We might need to have some kind of intervention for Dad Matt. I don't know.
I saw the
he's-
picture. I saw the picture of Fran.
I don't know if he's
Oh, yeah.
providing the most stable home for son Andrew to come home to.
Does she just always carry the bow? Is that just all the time?
Yeah.
It kind of, from the exactly one Wikipedia page that I've read about Fran, it kind of seems that way.
She does.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, this
Okay,
is-
so yeah,
This is
her
upsetting.
her design is problematic. She's basically remember we talked about Kaine. Remember Kaine from Nier?
Uh-huh.
She's she's
Yeah.
Kaine but with rabbit ears.
Yeah. Yeah, she
Yeah.
super is.
Okay, so these new Final Fantasy characters and also this sentient wolf may not be my real parental units, but maybe I can learn to love them all the same. But as a teenager of questionable age, I'm certainly not going to put in any actual effort to form a relationship with this person / wolf. So tell me how your guess is going to go above and beyond to impress me during dinner.
Well, son Andrew, you might not be willing to put the effort into forging this relationship with Dad's new friend, but Auron definitely will put in enough effort for the both of you. And unlike your mom, he's not going to let anything like dying getting in the way of spending time with the family. He's just way too attached to this family unit now, and refuses to die. Plus, I bet if you ask him real nice, he'll show you some of his cool warrior monk moves and let you try on his cool shades. Two things I know you love.
He is very cool. Kyle, Dad, would you like to expound on the whole idea of he's not going to let dying get in the way? Because that was jarring to hear.
Yeah, Auron is just so attached to the people he meets in his life that when it came time to die, he didn't, and became an unsent instead.
He just didn't die. He just decided not to.
Just didn't die. Kept right on living in this world.
He's
As
just a zombie man.
zombie man. Yep.
Just a man zombie with cool sunglasses who's standing in our living room.
Cool sunglasses, and I can't reiterate this enough. a hell of a baseball swing. Just amazing.
Yeah.
Just an amazing swing.
He's actively bleeding on my baseball cards.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'll get you a new pack of those cards when next time we go to the store. They're champ. I'll tousle your hair again.
I have no hair left. My hair is thinning. Okay, Todd.
Yes, son.
The action to you, Todd.
Oh, sorry. I was still recoiling by the reanimated corpse, I think, that is going on here in your other dad's home.
Yeah, he's just a zombie apparently, and it's fine or whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, he's
No,
got
it's not
sunglasses.
fine,
So,
but
It doesn't seem like it. Now, it doesn't seem like that's a safe environment for you to be raised in. So I'm thrilled that you're choosing to spend this nondescript holiday with us. Anyway, so Red or Nan, as I call him, their full name's Nanaki. But sometimes I call him Red, sometimes I call him Nan. You know, it's cute, and I like scratch his little puppy head. Anyway, Nan cares deeply about honor and virtue and other major values that matter in this coming of age adult story that we're telling together in this family household that we have. I think you noticed this too. They also have that slick fire tail. You know, like your Charmazard. You know, that little guy that you loved growing up. You still like that shit, don't you, bud? You know, that's what Red'll bring to our family now. That's how they did that for you, I think. You know, I think it's also really important to know that one way that Red is really going to contribute to our family is that they offer our family some well and long needed stability and just a long-term commitment, because I'm not sure if you realize this, but Nan here is some sort of experimental monster being that science may have given the power to live indefinitely. And so I think, you know, you're just always going to have someone here for you, you know?
So
no. Yeah.
You've brought a second zombie into our collective family home.
Not a zombie. This is an eternal possible living being due to the miracles of modern science.
So a vampire.
Yeah, I think you're getting lost in the weeds on this, though. I could see out of the bit. If you told me that Red 13 was a vampire, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine.
Well, actually,
Stop
there's
it.
actually a vampire character. His name is Vincent Valentine.
That is a thing. You are correct. I knew that. Lastly, Red and I were talking, and Red really wants to set a good tone with you. And so we have a really good idea for an after dinner little family bonding event. I know how much you love those. And so I was talking to Red about how much you love Monster Hunter Rise. And so get this. After dinner, we're going to go outside, and Red's going to let you ride him like a Palamute all around the neighborhood. Just hauling ass up and down the street. Just you and Red.
I have a question, and forgive me, fellow Dad Todd, if this is problematic at all.
Might be.
Does Red speak English?
Yes, Red has a sultry voice.
Okay.
Todd.
Andrew.
Honest question for you. Are you making it with this wolf?
I think there's this moment where Red 13's put its paw over my hand on the kitchen table and say,
like, gives you a solemn nod, like it's time to tell him.
Son, I think if you have questions that could be best answered by Red, perhaps you should save that for your Palamute adventure after dinner, where you can really just bond a bit together, and Red can tell you just, about our story together.
So while you're riding Red, you can then ask if your dad is riding Red.
Like father, like son.
It's weird that you did that right there.
Yuck. Matt, say other things that are of a different sexual nature.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be bad. It's not better.
I realize that it's not better. That's okay.
Well, son, you see, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but Fran is sensitive to the mist, son.
I heard you, but that means nothing. That's
just
a
like
sentence.
you.
It's a nonsense sentence.
And me and all your friends back at college, never mind that the amount of money I was spending on the mist made your mother leave, but Fran is cool. Fran is just like one of the guys. Also, son, I don't know if you remember, but you were on our family's internet for a while, and I've seen your internet search history, son, and I think Fran checked some boxes for you. I think you might just like having her around. So I don't know that she needs to go that far out of her way to impress you. But she's cool. She's cool, man. She's just like you and me, pal.
Are you suggesting a throuple with our son?
No, that wasn't really where I was going with that at all. God, no.
Is this where you walked your new partner into the house and said, "You want in on this, don't you?" That's too bad. Is that what you just did?
Yeah.
Did you just
Yeah,
do
I
that?
did.
to
I
your
did a
son?
little bit of that. Yeah,
It
Felt like that's what you
more
wanted
of
to do.
Todd's, less of Kyle's. Yeah.
It's not better. It's not better.
No.
Also, Todd did that too.
Yeah.
No, you did that to Todd.
No, Todd did Kyle's thing. Todd was the thruple one because he asked you if you wanted to go take Red 13 for a ride, and I didn't ask you
but
if you
mine
wanted to
was
ride
still-
Fran.
Mine was still PG, and then you turned it into PG-13.
No, you did
Through
that,
the
Todd.
innuendo.
You just didn't realize you
don't-
did that.
You added the
don't
implication.
I don't like how this turned out.
This
Aren't you glad we're doing another Final Fantasy episode, Andrew? Aren't you
I
so
love when
happy
you
about
let
this?
you let us do this to the things
Don't-
you love.
Make me give you 30 minutes of a lecture on the mist because I will do it. I swear to God.
Well, you just wait till question 3.
Prompt 3. Uh-oh. Uncle Dave got into the box wine or whatever, and now he's recounting the flimsy conspiracy theories he found on Facebook to all of us. How does your Final Fantasy guest handle the situation? Do they try and de-escalate the situation, or are you going to try to pimp them out again because that's all you're doing is pimping out your dates? Also, how do they go toe-to-toe with the other guests at the dinner party? One of them is a wolf. Go.
yeah, so fortunately for the sanity of our dinner, our holiday dinner, nondescript holiday dinner tonight, Auron is a pretty strong and silent type. So he's going to be able to take a lot of the crazy from good old Uncle Dave, and we all know how Uncle Dave gets when he's gotten into
Uncle
the
Dave
box
gets.
wine.
Mhm.
But most of the stuff he says is just going to roll off Auron's back like water off a duck. However, if he does cross that line, and we all know how good Uncle Dave is at crossing lines. Well, I took a video here. Let me show you this video on my phone. That's how Auron's swing it is. And if Dave crosses the line, he might just get yeeted over the horizon by Auron's blitzball swing. I'm sorry. We'll see how tonight plays out. But I'm putting my money on Auron.
Kyle, do you want to explain to the listeners what this video is?
What TikTok video you just showed everyone?
So the video I am which I am referring is Auron's limit break attack, and he is yeeting some kind of desert slug over the horizon with the word overkill floating into frame, and that is the same fate Uncle Dave meets if he says the wrong thing to Dad's new good friend.
Your new partner's gonna yeet Uncle Dave with like a chair leg just out the back window.
Mhm.
I really don't want to have to do this, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Get 'em.
Blitzball, it's not like baseball. It's like
No.
underwater soccer.
No,
so there
it's
is no swing.
underwater polo.
Yeah, it's underwater, like rugby or something. Anyway,
I refuse to amend any of my answers.
I know.
It is a
I
key
also
part of
hate
Final
myself.
Fantasy X, Kyle.
Yeah, if you get real quiet and listen real careful, you might hear the sound of us giving a shit.
Todd.
Yeah, this is real
I
easy.
think.
Listen, it's me. I've been dealing with Uncle Dave for years, and the good thing is that when he gets all saucy with the box wine, he slows down. Good news. Red 13's fast. Super fast. So fast that the Wikipedia page I was reading mentioned how fast he is multiple times. So I think that's important to know. That's going to be very helpful with dealing with drunk Uncle Dave. Now, and then along, we were talking about the baseball swing situation a minute ago. Yeah, that's fine and good. It's
blitzball swing.
but it's not a
Blitzball swing.
All right. I'm not gonna, this is what Andrew feels all the time. I get it.
Every day of my goddamn life.
So that's all fine and good. Now, Red 13, one of their limit breaks, is called Stardust something. I had it written down, Stardust Ray. And that just rains down damage from the heavens above on all the bad things in front of him. Hey, I'll tell you what's a bad thing sometimes.
The roof of our house.
Uncle Dave's problematic opinions about society and minorities. And so we are excited to have Red 13 to help out against Uncle Dave.
Todd, I am tired of fixing this house after the weirdos you bring home rain stardust through our roof. I'm not going to do it again.
It is a small price to pay for the fight of greater good, Dad Kyle. Now, the other good thing is that apparently, as I've been led to believe from this Wikipedia, is that Red 13 also has healing abilities. So if Uncle Dave were to injure anyone or hurt our feelings, or if we just need to mend some of those tense familial conflicts that we keep running into, Red 13 is real good about doing that. Lastly, the thing that's really going to help soothe every major issue we have here in this family is that when Red 13 enters a room dramatically lit ablaze on fire, this absolute metal and bitchin' soundtrack plays. And that happens all the time. So I just hope you're cool with that, because that, I think, is really going to set the tone for the family moving in a good direction.
Where does the music come from?
This is, I lower my face to your face. I've introduced you to a talking dog with fire on its tail.
Mm-hmm.
That you can ride because it is man-sized. And you are here asking me about where the music comes from? The answer could just be a Bluetooth speaker. It's not. But that's what you're choosing to ask me about? That's it?
I don't like how aggressive you've got as my dad. You're making the dinner very awkward.
Gently put my shoulder on, or my hand on Todd's shoulder and pull him back.
I do that thing where like I put my hand on the side of your face and just kind of like gave it a couple taps.
Todd, why don't we go outside for a little bit? Why don't we go outside?
You should go cool down.
Fine. Red 13 and I are going to do a couple laps.
Okay.
Yeah.
You made
Matt,
it weird.
Matt, how are you banging your guest?
Well, we all know Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave's been a problem at every family holiday for the last 14 years. As ever since your Aunt Susan married him outside of the Walmart, and he's just been spouting it ever since. So, you see, the problem with Uncle Dave is that once he gets fired up, he never really stops. And Fran isn't really the kind of person to, get out there and make somebody else's argument. She's kind of the quiet type, you see. And that being said, anytime you say something that offends her, you'll know, because she just goes cold, shuts down, and no matter what you say, you never get any reaction out of her. And that's what Uncle Dave likes. Uncle Dave likes the reactions. That's why he keeps getting fired up. But you see, son, Fran has this thing called a quickening. And that quickening is called Gaze of the Void. And when you get hit with that Gaze of the Void, you lose all your momentum. All your buffs, as the kids call them, are gone. And as soon as Uncle Dave stares into Fran's Gaze of the Void, he's not going to have any steam left to argue. And then we'll leave and we'll go be sensitive to the mist in the van with the cool kids.
You really like characters with gazes or staring based powers, don't you, Matt?
Kyle, that would insinuate that I look at these characters before I pick them. I googled top 10 weirdest Final Fantasy team members today and found Fran.
You sure did. Okay, so we've done the family dinner. It went like a family dinner. Now, as everybody knows, the most important.
I blacked out. Did Uncle Dave get yeeted over the horizon, or lit on fire, or gazed?
He is on fire, but having a great time riding a man-sized wolf.
A man-sized wolf.
Man-sized wolf.
If anything, Red 13 is riding him across county lines to where other people can deal with Uncle Dave now.
Yeah. So, as everybody knows, the first major milestone and arguably litmus test for forging a new family unit is the first holiday together. So, for your super secret bonus question, I want each of you to explain to me how your new guest is bringing their holiday traditions to our collective Full Houseian family. And we'll be right back in just a moment.
We've also got a Ding Dang Patreon where you can get yourself some Ding Dang perks like access to our Ding Dang Discord, regular Ding Dang bonus content, weekly Ding Dang live recordings of our second show, The Ploose is Loose, and even the opportunity to commission your own Ding Dang flavor text. You can join up for as low as $2 Ding Dang dollars, so make sure to tell all your Ding Dang friends.
Welcome back. The dust has settled on our very uncomfortable first family dinner, and we are coming up. The holiday calendar is telling me that the non-explicit holidays are coming up, and we've got to make some plans for our family get together. So let's go around. Each of you tell me what traditions your new partner is bringing for our non-specific holiday festivities.
So Auron loves holidays, because at any opportunity really he gets to imbibe in his jug of nog, that he calls it. He just always has this jug of nog on him, and anytime he can partake of that nog without any judgment, he's a happy warrior monk. Yeah, he's gonna be making drinks, just really working the cocktail bar for everybody at our holidays. He loves, if I said nog enough now, he just really...
Yeah, you've really driven the point home.
He that's Auron's specialty, the cocktails and mocktails for family gatherings at holidays is what he really excels at.
Okay. He's the drink guy.
He's the drink guy.
All right.
Jug and nog.
All right, Todd, what's Red 13 bringing?
Well, so Red 13 doesn't really celebrate any major like late winter or like midwinter holidays, but they do celebrate something closer to fall. And I'm not sure if you're aware, Red 13 is
A Jehovah's Witness. Yes, I've heard.
No, Red 13 and I haven't talked about religion yet, which could be problematic. Red 13 is, the last of their kind from an unnamed race, and on Red's former planet, he grew up in what was called the Cosmo Canyon, where they were bathed in the eternal flame that still lives in Red's tail. Anyway, that's just a fun little bit so you get to know more about your future family member. The point being that every year, to celebrate the very first autumn moon, the leader of Red's tribe would take turns going out to hunt down an item of great importance or a big item that they could bring home back to their family or their tribe. It was a really long day, and they would spend that whole day working really, really hard to bring home something big and important. Just a big, important item that they would then deliver this item to their tribe. And so anyway, Red 13 thinks it's really important that we introduce to you this holiday where you work really hard to deliver something really important to your family every September, and he calls it Labor Day. And so Red 13 is really excited to introduce you to Labor Day.
All right.
That's what we call taking the Matt way out of the last question.
Yeah.
I'll accept it. Matt, go ahead.
Well, first, son, a merry non-denominational miss to you. A non-denominational miss. Thank you for coming home. I hope you've had a good semester. Anyway, you see, Fran will be joining us for non-denominational miss this year. And
are you gonna ask me to bang her again?
No, I've never done that before.
Cool.
Fran is what you call a Vieira. She is from a land called Ivalice, and you see in Ivalice.
That is 100% not it.
No, it's not even close.
No, I know I get it.
He's trying.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. See, in Ivalice, the Vieira, son, they talk to the woods, and I don't really know what that means, but I think it means that the Christmas tree is going to be sitting at the table this year, because she's told me that her communication with the woods is very important, and so we will be including our woods in our family activity, and our woods are the Christmas tree, son. Also, her sisters will be there, and I'm not gonna lie to you, their names are kind of hard to pronounce. I think it's Judy, and I don't know. The other one doesn't have any vowels. I'm not even sure where to begin. But I need you to pull it together for me and be welcoming to your new family's family.
Okay, we'll go get the woods.
The woods.
Well, this was a nightmare. Summarize.
What did you think was
Summarize.
going to happen when you said, I want to meet my dad's new partners?
Nope. This
Did
is
you
exactly
think it was
what I
going to go
expected.
well?
This is what I expected. Wrap up your arguments, I guess.
Well, son, I'm proud to say that for once I have the most normal new member of our family for you to get acclimated to. So I really hope that you give your other dad's new partners a chance, but I really hope that you give Auron a chance, because he's just a pretty normal guy who didn't die when he should have died, and really likes his nog, and just wants to be your dad's friend and your friend as well. And I hope you give him a chance, son.
Okay. I'll think about it.
Good.
You know, son, I do hope that when you are choosing which dad and their partner you decide to live with due to tax reasons, that you do choose us. We can really give you this nice household. And also, you see, when a man loves a half lion, half dog monstrosity, something really special happens. And you know, here in 2021, I'm excited to not have to explain our love to you or anyone else. And I'm also excited to not have to explain that maybe eventually sometime you could have a new sibling or pup. And just, I'm excited to not have to explain any of this to you. I'm excited to not explain any of this to you.
He's making it with the wolf.
The guitar solo is playing in the background right now.
Matt.
Well, son, I gotta tell you, you got two other options, and one of the options was the last thing, and that was pretty bad. So I don't know that I need to say anything else there. And Dad Kyle over there, he wants you to spend your time with a corpse, an undying corpse, son. We have all seen zombie movies that can't end well. So come spend your holidays with us in the van, doing the mist. That'll be great.
You're saying mist a lot, but not really specifying what the mist is or is not.
Mist.
Okay.
I think we could all use a little mist in the van time. So why don't you? To go along with that, let's hear some good vibes.
I don't know if I have anything good to say about what we did today, Andrew.
Kind of gross.
Nobody can.
Todd and Andrew, you both brought some person.
I think you mean Todd
You
and
meant
Matt,
Matt.
but
Todd
that's
and Matt.
okay.
Todd and Matt, you both brought things that people home that are more animal than person, and I'm
Okay, now
not
I don't know
don't
if that
be in
one's
that
fair
category.
I don't know if that's fair to sync Matt's ship with my ship.
Yeah. Animalish, sure. More animal than human. I say nay.
Okay.
She is bipedal.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
It's not nothing.
But I'm still I'm trying really hard to be supportive, and therefore I don't have
It's not trying that hard.
I don't have much more to say. So I'm happy you're both happy, because that's what's gonna make the best home environment for our son.
Kyle, I'm excited that you brought Zombie Party Dad. I was not honestly all that familiar with Auron. Is that how we said that you say their name?
Auron. Yeah.
I was not familiar. So Final Fantasy X was the only one that I played, and I was not familiar with Auron. Still pretty mad about what you said about Blitzball, because that's a key part of that storyline. You only have to spend how many hours in the Blitzball orb?
Oh, we all know how much time we spend in the Blitzball orb.
Do
Todd.
we?
We all know. Yep.
We don't talk about it often, but we know. And then Matt, I'm glad that you brought one of the bunny folk, because I loved Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Actually, that was the other Final Fantasy game I played. So
That game slaps.
yeah,
Like, honestly, it
did
does.
slap. It was super, super good. So Fran's a good selection. Kind of weird, not super weird, kind of weird. But I'm not gonna throw any critiques there because I brought a talking lion dog. So aside from Fran's whole like concern about the mist, which I'm still like not fully, I don't get it, and I see you shaking your head that you don't get it either.
Sensitive to the mist.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, and like Kyle said, I think that really, I just hope whoever's home Andrew ends up, and I just hope he's happy.
Hey, let's talk about the things we did today. You know, we got together. We did a podcast. We all picked a Final Fantasy character. Like, we all checked the box.
We certainly put time into something.
Yeah, we all did a thing today on this, our day off from our real life jobs. We all did this instead. Yeah, Kyle, you picked an answer, and someone needs to acknowledge that you answered the question, and that was a good thing because somebody had to. Todd, you broke the bestiality glass in case of emergency, and I'm not very happy with you for that.
I don't like that you've made some assumptions here. I never once said anything like that.
You said a lot of things like that.
You did say some things like that. Don't you say anything explicitly saying
you
that.
You didn't stop us from saying those things.
It's like jazz. It's the notes you don't play.
Don't you gaslight us 45 minutes later. That's an uncool thing of you to do. And hey, Andrew.
Hey, Matt.
You know, I have been the host to whom has been punished in this way before, and it's good job, man. You know, that's good job.
Thanks for letting us do a thing to the thing you love.
You brought us this thing you love, and we did not respect it, and I'm sorry, but I'm glad you did.
Let me just say, the fact that I started this episode with an ad shows you how high my expectations really were. And with that, let's go into the decision.
An ad for which we were not paid.
Yeah,
correct. So I didn't think long or hard about this. And I'll tell you why. Because one of you brought a cool zombie dad. One of you brought a Playboy cover spread.
Yeah.
And one of you brought a Pokemon. And I'm gonna go with the Pokemon. Now I know
that's the right answer. No, that's the right answer.
Now listen. I'm not going with Todd. I'm going specifically with Red 13 because actually, while you guys were all getting high in the Mist van, Red 13 was telling me about Todd and Red 13's problematic relationship, and I'm riding him like a Palamute out of here, and we're gonna go hang out with Red 13's grandpa, whose legs are a floating globe, and we're never coming back. Also, look up Bugenhagen. That's Red 13's grandfather or adopted grandfather, and his legs are a green floating sphere.
I got a Bugenhagen at the German market yesterday.
It's my favorite IKEA piece.
How do I spell Bugenhagen?
Yeah, how many umlauts are in that?
It's like the dresser. Bugenhagen.
Oh, there it
and,
is.
While these guys are looking up Bugenhagen, I want to say to everyone out there, thank you so much for listening to Debate This. You all can follow along with the arguments on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Debate This Cast, or on our website at debatethiscast.com. Hey, do you want more Debate This content, but you just cannot wait until 2 Tuesdays from now?
Maybe not after today.
I wrote this before we recorded this. Well, you are in luck because if you subscribe to our Patreon for just $5, you, my friends, can unlock the 4th Tuesday. Just like when you get the airship in Disc 3, you'll be up to your proverbial neck in content, and you don't even have to dodge a single lightning bolt. For this and more incredibly alienating references, check us out at patreon.com/debatethiscast. Until next time, I'm Andrew Henderson.
I'm Kyle. So you're telling me this Master Roshi looking guy that flies on a ball is this dog lion's dad? Harper?
I'm Todd. Why is Red 13 a terrible storyteller? Because he only has one tail. Thomas.
And I'm Matt. Little bunny Fran talking to the forest, smoking all the field mist and gazing into the void. Cole.
And we're saying, please keep listening to our podcast. We promise we'll do better. Okay, bye.